these adult leagues. But yeah, you just came from such a high level. Yeah, it was always, whenever you went, it was always going to be somewhat of a step down. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always, for me personally, no. And that's the joys of podcasting, isn't it? But with college men, I always just feel it's a huge step up from who I've played. Just because the men maybe are a little bit bigger, you might have had an extra 5 years, you put on more muscle. But yeah, you're kind of saying from the standard you were playing, it was a little bit step down. So Penn State, really good rugby program.
Very good. Really good coaching as well. It's just...
Once again, just the fact that you're sitting here, Scout, it feels like the stars have aligned. But if you're the way you're listing off your rugby playing career, the stars have aligned for you. If you didn't babysit, if you didn't see that ball, you were already in Penn State, and it just so happens, Penn State is a really good rugby program. It's all worked out fantastically.
Really well.
Yeah,
seriously.
Fate is on your side, it seems.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm blessed.
It seems to be.
I can't wait till you make it, and we can say we interviewed an Eagle.
Yeah. Well, we'll be rooting for you, Scout.
Pressure on
exactly. Yeah. And I will just have you sign probably 200 autographs, all for my family. None of them will end up on eBay when you make it big time. All for my personal family. So, and then obviously, sorry.
I am going to add so that like my team or whoever doesn't hate me. Playing with Forge, I definitely, anytime you play, you learn something. Whether you think you do or not. It's definitely been an experience where it's been fun, like definitely less pressure for me.
Yeah.
And it's allowed me to play, like it's allowed me just giving me more freedom to do like different things. Yeah. So I definitely credit Pittsburgh Forge.
And I think you have, I don't know what type of level of coaching you have, but I think Jason is the best rugby coach I've ever dealt with. Just in the All-Star thing. I don't know. I mean, you guys are more have an infrastructure at Forge, but we've always been player coached. And
well, when we played for another team, South Pittsburgh Hooligans D3, when we were at our peak, we did have coaches.
Yeah.
And now it's just
player
coaches. So it goes hand in hand.
Gotcha.
Really. We've also taken a bit of a step back. But yeah, obviously the Forge are doing great things in the rugby scene. Mm-hmm. And I do love that. I've spoken to other people, like what's the natural progression? Say, for example, you wanted to become an Eagle. It's very clear now. You play your college rugby, you play really well for your current team, be it a D2 team, or if on our aspect a D3. And then if you put in that work, you're seen, which is fantastic. So how were you seen and how were you approached about joining up with the Eagles for a training camp?
Well, again, like I said, I was already... Like, after my first season of playing, I mean, that got me the
attention.
Exposure.
So the Penn State.
Ever since then, I just invites, whatever. Nice. It's just...
Yeah.
Ever since then, I guess I've been seen.
Yeah, you've been seen.
So I didn't really... I'm blessed as well to, like, I didn't really have to work hard and, like, all right, well, I'm going to send my tape or something.
Sure, yeah. It just kind of came to you. Perfect. Yeah. And now you were recently off in a training camp, correct? Off in Colorado?
Yep, in Colorado. That was great. It was... It's like, again, completely different because everything is so fast-paced. We never had a moment of just straight open play. It's drills, and it's more so for execution. It's not like, okay, we're trying to develop this, or we're trying to see, like, to work on your game in this way. It's more so like, can you do it? All right, move on to the next drill. Like, literally the entire time.
But they're probably thinking, just from their perspective... We've got you girls all together. We don't have too much time, so let's just kind of get time to mess around. Yeah,
exactly. And the frustrating, it's great because one, you're in like this high. My anxiety was kind of through the roof, but then again, like once you start playing, like you just eases away. But it's kind of frustrating because it's harder for you to be able to like show, like your shine or put your own spin on things whenever you're just. Go execute, do your thing. There's not as much like open play, so that's a little frustrating.
Yeah, you can't put your personal touch on it. Yeah,
exactly. And then you're with however many women who can do the same exact thing. They can execute it as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
how many women are invited, and how many spots are there? Like,
how many women were invited to this camp? Was it 40? Between 40 and 50 women were invited, and this was a 15s camp.
So what? 25, pretty much spots.
For
like to make the team, right? You have like 25.
I don't really know. I'm not sure.
So we'll say, and this would be if you make that step up, you're like representing the USA in the Olympics.
No, this would be. There's a Can-Am series coming up. This month. So I think over the course of 10 days, the U.S. and Canada are going to be playing against each other.
Nice.
So that would be the next, I guess.
Okay, sweet. Nice. And obviously that is your dream. Be selected, win a cap, represent your country.
That's one of my dreams.
That's one of your
That'd
dreams.
Be cool.
Yeah.
So we were talking before, you have multiple things on your plate, and you're trying to balance it all.
Yeah, so it is just a question of me moving or with balancing rugby.
Let's just say with balancing rugby and your current job.
Okay, so it's been tough. Like, I remember right after college, like, talking to, like, the head coaches and stuff, and they were like, Scout, you have what it takes, but you have to commit to it.
Right, go all in, yeah.
Go all in, because you have to be playing high-level rugby constantly. You have to, not only do you have to want it, but you have to, just go at it wholeheartedly. And right now in this situation, the thing holding me back is just where I'm at, like, more location-wise. Because, I mean,
sure.
I want it. Well, two things holding me back is career, so I'd have to find something where I can still, like, be pursuing my career, like, wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
And then also, like, find somewhere that has a women's Premier League team.
Sure, yeah. And that would have, like, once again, stars have to align for that. You need something that job plus high-level rugby.
Right.
Do you know, most people say, for example, if I'm looking for a new job, I'm willing to move, where can I get a good job? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Right.
But for you need to also find good job, but also...
Where can I work and be playing
high-level rugby
constantly, year-round. And it's just been tough. Like, it's been super tough. And then as well as that, like, part of me wants to be home, especially because I'm moving. Like, so part of me wants to be home for a little bit, like, before I leave. So it's just, like, a combination of like, different things. But right now where I'm at is he keeps telling me, like, Coach Kane keeps telling me, you have to move. Like, you have to move. You have to leave. You have to go to Colorado or San Diego or...
And when I was looking at the current... It was that list of all the ladies who were invited to go out to Colorado. San Diego kept on popping up. A lot of, really
San
good
Diego,
rugby.
Glendale, Merlins, yes. Like, those are the places that I would have to go. And it's funny because, like, some of the women who were there, they're like, so where do you play? And no one knew. I was like, I play for Pittsburgh Forge. They're like, okay.
They were a bit caught off guard.
Right, because, like, everybody else there is playing for a women's Premier League team. And then they're like, so you're going to move somewhere for rugby, right? I'm like, no, I mean, maybe I don't know yet. And then they're like, okay.
Right.
Like, it's just, there's no question you're relocating for rugby.
Which does kind of, like, make sense. And, like, you always hear about, once again, I always go back to soccer. Right. And I'm just kind of putting that into context. So as of now, not to sound insulting, you're almost the big fish in the little pond. And they're kind of saying you need to be the big fish in the big pond. Right. Yeah. You need to kind of take that next step, somewhat come out of your comfort zone and really push your skills forward. That's kind of what
that's
the girls
precisely what he's saying.
If you're trying to get into the Eagles level,
And then, like, there are some... So, like, then he pitched the idea of me commuting. So, like, the closest Women's Premier League team is New York, and then there's one in DC. I don't think DC is as good.
8
but
hours
the commute,
of the drive,
it's just not feasible. It's not reasonable between a full-time job, trying to maintain, and then, what is it, practices 2 times a week. I think they start at like 5 or 6. I don't even get off until 5.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not...
So unless, obviously, someone in the next month discovers time travel, that is basically very...
It's literally not feasible.
Yeah.
Like, so...
Well, should we tell her about the thing in the basement?
The time machine, is it?
Yeah.
The Dorian, what was that?
No, it's that old fridge. I gotta climb in there and I go back and find
It's like Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, is it? Yeah.
That's why I'm drinking hams. That's from like the 30s.
Yeah. But I do love it though, Scout. You know, like, I have a daughter. I was talking to my wife about it. Like, you're setting the precedent for any young lady in the region. You're kind of showing it is possible. You can play in a local team and you can be good enough, you can be seen. Anything's really possible and you can take that next step up.
Definitely.
Because I was talking to my wife who played rugby in Slippery Rock, and I was kind of talking to her, like, where... You know, if obviously she played rugby, and I was saying who was the best players, and she mentioned a few names, and I was like, and then what did they kind of do, and how did they progress? And I kind of mentioned to it, to you earlier prior to recording, like they did their college thing. They were really good. They got selected. They were on the select side. And then they wanted to keep on kind of pushing it. Where can I go with rugby?
Right.
And then the highest level they got to, they were receiving pay, but they were playing in the American Football Lingerie League. And I kind of thought that was so kind of disrespectful. Like, why can't... You're really good at rugby, young lady, but the only way you're going to pick up a paycheck is if you're willing to run around half naked. It's so like, you know, I have a daughter, and you know, it's kind of your whole perspective kind of changes when you're thinking, imagine if someone said that to my daughter, like, you're really good, but I'd love if you were just wearing your bra.
Seriously,
you know?
it's just completely demeaning. Like, why don't women have a platform? Why is there no platform for women to just be able to showcase their skills and also allow improvement of the game and improvement of their own individual game, like, without taking their clothes off.
Yeah, like, making it somewhat a sexual... Like, there's a blurred line, which, doesn't really need to be there. But obviously you are showing that, keep on working hard, and you're gonna be seen,
Thank you.
But, so the dream, obviously, now, take that next step up. Get a capped. But you are saying... You did mention you might be moving at the same time.
Right. So, next year, I will be in Brazil.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yes. Hopefully we can speak Portuguese.
I'm working on Portuguese.
Okay. Shout out to Gator.
Okay. I can read German pretty well. But no one
knows.
Yeah, I can. Gator.
Listen, we'll keep on pushing the promotion of the podcast. Who knows? We might do a pod on the road.
Oh, wow.
We go and see our friend Scout.
I have a passport.
Cool.
You can... say that again?
That'd be dope as hell.
No, what do you say about a passport then?
I have a passport.
You have a passport, okay.
I got it for that select side thing that we were supposed to do in Toronto.
Okay, perfect. And then obviously you could then learn your Portuguese.
I heard the best way to learn it is to immerse yourself in it.
Oh, of course,
100%.
Yeah. And like I said, speak to children.
No,
it's always the best.
You want to keep me away from children.
No.
I got into a fight with a 4-year-old last night.
Did you?
Gosh.
Did you?
Well, I lost,
but it's a friendly wrestling match, isn't it? This guy loves to wrestle. I told you this. Yeah.
She came at me.
Yeah. She could pinpoint you.
Yeah. Well, she turned me into a zombie. I had to fight back.
Yeah, she did indeed.
Oh, man.
And so, Scout, I was kind of explaining, I'm 32 now. Mm-hmm. I've kind of hit somewhat... Shit. Yeah, I'm getting old, right? And I've had a few niggling injuries. So what do you do? What's your routine? Obviously, you're showing up to Forge training. You're doing that. Whenever there's a camp, you go into that. But on the week, is your whole week revolving around fitness and nutrition?
No.
Okay.
I love the honesty. I love it.
No, I will full disclosure, no. However, if I know, like, something big is coming up...
Yep.
Then I start to get serious, start to eat better, start to exercise. Like, I have I just got invited to play Sevens tournament at the end of the month with Atlantis. So it's November 3rd right now.
Yeah.
That's on my mind, you know. And it's Sevens. You got to be in
you got to be very fit. Yep, a lot of sprinting
between 7s and 15s. So I'm preparing for that. So I'll be eating well.
So what? And obviously you're in great shape to begin with, but you're just thinking you need to get from 99 up to 100. So you're just thinking you need to cut certain foods out.
It's not for me as much the food. It's more so making sure that I'm getting the work in.
Okay.
Whether it's every day, every other day, several times a week. Make sure that I'm getting a workout in.
So we'll say, as of now, the Forge season is over. Unfortunately, the ladies did lose to Cincinnati Celts. We'll touch base on that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we'll say, if you just had a regular Forge D2 game, how does your week look? You have a game on Saturday. It's now Sunday. You're training twice a week with the Forge.
Right.
And then are you doing anything in your spare time?
Yes, not necessarily food related again.
Yeah, we'll
but
just stick on the
I'll go and try and do like skills on my own.
Okay.
So I like to go to the gym, so I'll go to the gym.
So you just go to a regular LA Fitness or something along them lines?
The Y.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then, but more so, like, if I don't go there, I really like to just be outside. So I like to try and do a workout outside.
But what would you be doing? You're going for a run? You're doing some plyometrics?
Yeah. So I'm going for a run, 1 stretching, 2 going for a run, whether that's running
I'm going to start taking... I'm writing this down. Like I said again, I'm basically starting at scratch again. I need to just break it down. So there's a thing called running, which I need to do. Yeah. And you said a funny word there, stretching?
Stretching. Oh, is stretching important? So the night before a game, I take some time out and I just stretch.
Really?
Just straight stretch.
And I keep on getting these niggling muscle injuries. Scout, and I never stretch. Could there be something here?
Oh my goodness!
And you're usually taking a leak while we're warming
up.
Yeah,
I get kind of nervous, Scout. So prior to a game, within an hour, I go to the toilet about 5 times.
Really?
All just peeing. I'm like, there's nothing coming out, but it's just